Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the exception handling scenario series with UiPath. In the previous videos of the series, we have seen what is exception handling, why it is important, what is system versus business exception. In the second video of the series, we have tried to explain the try-catch scenarios. We have seen how does a multiple catch block works in UiPath and why exactly the system.exception block is so much important. Post that, we have seen the difference between a throw and a rethrow activity and what are the things that you need to take care when you use the throw and the rethrow. If you are not aware of any of this, I'll request you to go back and watch this video. I'll put the links in the description and you can refer that. Okay, so now jumping to the agenda for this video. Today I am going to discuss about an property which is called continue on error. So whenever we are doing exception handling and we are dealing with a UI automation, when I say UI automation, I means the interface where I can actually go and interact with the help of my keyboard and the mouse. So UiPath has this property in all the activities which are responsible for doing the UI automation, such as click, type into, double click. So we are going to see how exactly this property can help me in handling the exceptions. Whenever we talk about continue on error property, it is available at the two levels. One is the container and the other is the individual activity level. We are going to see how exactly it make a difference when you use it at the container level and how it differs when you use at the activity level. All of this we are going to see by an example. So let's get started. Okay, so I am back in my UiPath Studio. Let me go here and click on the new process. Today we are going to see continue on error, right? So we'll just give it a nice description and say create. We'll just wait for the automation to fire up. Meanwhile, I can show you what exactly I am going to do today. So I have an application which is called the MyCRM application. I have this exe which is available with me. Okay, so this is an sample CRM app which is provided by UiPath, right? So you can always use this to do some of your automation and the other things. So let's say I am writing an automation where I have to do some operation on this UI, maybe just writing the first name and then doing some other stuff such as printing a message box, writing a log or anything, right? So that is the automation what we have to do, and the application we are going to use is this one. Okay, so let us try to define the scenarios and then we come to continue on error. Okay, so I'll go back to my UiPath Studio. I'll click on open the main workflow. This should open me the main. Okay, now what is the first thing? The first thing I want to do is I want to open this application, and I have seen that this application is available at this location. So I'll just simply go here and I say copy as path. I want to open this application. Now to open the application, you always has an activity which is called open application. You can either use this activity or you can just use an activity which is called start process. Okay, so I prefer to use this one, start process. Type the executable path here. You just have to pass where you want to open the exe. That's it. If I save this, let me go ahead and close this one. Now if I just go here and I say run the file, so the robot will execute and it has opened the sample CRM app for me, right? So this is working for me. Now let's say what is the next thing. The next thing I want to do is I want to type the name in this one, right? To type the name, first of all I would have to attach the application, right? So I go here and I say attach window. Okay, click on indicate on screen and point it to this sample CRM app. That means now I am telling UiPath all my automation I have to do inside this. Good practice. Always make sure that you rename the activities. So we say here this is the start process for CRM and this is the attach window for the my CRM, right? Now what is the next thing I want to do? I want to type something on the screen, right, in the people tab. So I go to the activities and I simply say type into, right, because I want to type something. drag and drop the type into, indicate the element on the screen where exactly you want to type. I am telling UiPath I want to type in here. Now UiPath will ask me, tell me what do you want to type. I say that I want to simply type UiPath. That's it. Save the automation, and here again into this one, into the properties, always make sure you rename the activities. We have seen this in the exception handling, that why this is important. Okay, so I am just telling UiPath that you just type the name. Once you type the name, I want to have a message box. Okay, I just want to have a message box, and I say that name has been typed successfully, so that I know that yes, the name has been typed. Okay, this assuming that this is an attended automation. And after this I want to, let's say, have a log message activity maybe. Okay, so I drag and drop a log message activity here, and I say that this is an info label log, and I say that second step of the process. Okay, let us try to execute this automation and see how does it look like. I'll close this. Okay, and let's say once the application is open, I will just put a delay of, I want to put a delay of 3 seconds maybe, or let me put a delay of 5 seconds, so that we are actually able to see that what is happening. Okay, simple automation. We are opening the CRM application, putting a delay of 5 seconds, typing into the name, having a message box and this log activity. Save this, go here and run the file. Okay, let us just wait for the automation to fire up. It has opened, waiting for 5 seconds. Now it will go ahead and type the name UiPath, shown me the message box that the name was typed successfully, and in the output I get the log also, that the second step of the process, which is this guy. Okay, this is the happy automation which is working perfectly for me. Now where exactly the continue on error comes in picture? Now someday what happens, that you trigger the process. If I just go here and I say run the file, okay, you trigger the process, the application was opened successfully, and because of some reason the application got crashed. Okay, at this point I manually close the application. Right now what has happened, UiPath is not able to find the element on the screen. Right, so it has given me that for the type into name I am not able to find this one. Now because of this thing, my other activities, the other activity was the message box and the log message, was not executed because my automation has failed into this point only, type into name, because I manually closed this application. Now you might be thinking that we could easily do exception handling here. We can encapsulate this in a try catch block and do all the other things. You are absolutely right. But what if I want to continue this only for this one? I want to continue the automation and I want to do this and this thing. You can always encapsulate this thing with the right click, try catch, and then you handle the exception and then you go to the next step. An easy way would be to go to the properties, and if you will see, we have a property here which says continue on error. Right, so this is a property which would be available for all the elements which are doing the UI automation. So when I say UI automation, we are doing a type into activity. That means I have to type something on the screen. Right, so I say UiPath that if you have to type into the screen, so UiPath will look for the selector, it will look for the element, and then it will type. In case if it is not able to find, it will throw an exception. That is what has happened. Right, I say UiPath that continue on error equal to true. Okay, so this is a property whose value is a boolean. The boolean expects true and false. The default value of this continue on error is false. So that why when first time when I run this execution, what happened, that this guy thrown an exception because continue on error was set to false. Now I am telling UiPath that continue on error is set to true. That means you have, even if you get the exception, you just continue the exception to the next activities. Okay, let us try to see how exactly does it work. I'll save this, go here and run the file. It will open and I'll close this application now. Okay, as soon as it opens. Okay, I close this. Now again UiPath will keep looking for the type into activity, but now this time you noticed I was able to get the pop-up, and if I go to the output I could actually get the second step of the process. That means with the introduction of the continue on error property, we can actually continue the automation without doing the exception handling, right? Okay, let me just do it. So if I have to toggle it false, you just have to go here and set it to false. Save it again, go here, run the file. Now what is happening? I have again made it to false. So as soon as I made it false, now what would happen? The type into activity will look for the element and it will not continue on error, and it has thrown the exception and the automation has stopped, right? So this is one example where you can use the continue on error. Now let me show you one more interesting thing about this activity. Okay, I'll just go here and open the application. Okay, now assuming that after the first name I have to type the activity in the last name also. So I just drag and drop here one more activity, and in here I say that in the last name, okay, in here I want to type RPA. Okay, again the simple automation, and let me check whether I have specified the continue on error is false, and let me go here, close this. Now what would happen? That I have two activities. Okay, now both of the activities are expecting that window to open, right? So I'm just keeping this open for a happy run. So the first activity type into has typed UiPath, that has typed RPA, the name was typed successful, and I have got the log message. So this was a happy flow. Now what happens if this window is not available? Both of this activity break, right? Now as I just shown that for all of this activity you can simply go here and use the click property and say continue on error equal to true. But now assuming that I have 15, 16, 20 and n number of activities within this, I do not want to go and do the same operation for each and everything. Rather, what I can do is I can simply go to the my CRM, that is the container, right? So if you will see, this guy is the container. Attach window, attach browser, we are opening the application, we are attaching the container, and we are doing in the do whatever is written inside the do that happens in this container. Now for this entire container I can always go to the property, and at the container level only I can say that continue on error equal to true. Now what does it mean? This property is now inherited by all of these activities. Okay, now whatever activities are inside this container, if they are not able to find, if you will see, this is false, this is still false, but at the container level I have set the element value to true. Now let us try to see and execute this automation. I'll go here and run the file. Okay, let me go and manually close the application again. Okay, at the container level I have told UiPath that I want to continue. So if you go to the output, you see that continue second step of the process was executed. But you might be thinking, Mukesh, why we didn't get the message box, right? Let us try to run this automation at debug mode and see what actually happens, right? That will clarify our doubt. So I'll go here, put a breakpoint here, debug the file. When I say debug, I want to run the automation in a step-by-step manner. Okay, first the application has opened, I have manually closed the application. Now this attach window is not available, right? Okay, so if I just go into step into, right, this attach window itself is not available. That's why it will look for 30 seconds. So default timeout for every activity in UiPath is 30 seconds. Okay, now for 30 seconds it will start and it will keep looking for the window. If it is found the window, well and good. If it is does not found the window, it will go and execute the next step, which is the second step in the process, right? So that is why when we triggered, we just only get that output, which is called the second step in the process. Okay, now let us try to see the next scenarios. Okay, I will put a debugger here. Let me again run this automation in a debug mode, and now instead, right, we will let the container to attach. Okay, we will say UiPath, you go and attach the container. Okay, so UiPath will say that okay, I have attached the container and now I am executing the activities which are inside the container. Now the container is already attached. Now if I close this, okay, let's try to see what happens. Delay will again execute for a 5-second delay. Now the process has to come and type the first name, that is UiPath. Okay, so the first instance we have seen that this guy has broken and it went to down here. Step into, now UiPath will go and it will try to look for the type into, right? So I go to type into and I say step into. Now at this point UiPath has got this exception. If you see at the property, the continue and error is equal to false. That means ideally this exception should now be thrown. But since at the parent level I have already specified that continue on error equal to true, so this property has been inherited by all these activities. Okay, so now if I click on step into, it is not going to execute the other activities in the flow. If I again click on step into, right, see, now it has gone outside. Step into, it will execute that one, it will come to the main, step into, and the process completed. If I go to the output, you could see that I have got an exception and this was available here, right? So that means if you do the continue on error true at the window level or at the container level, that means all the activities inherit, but that means the first activity, if any of the activity got exception, it is not going to execute the other activities. If you want the other activities to execute, what you should do, you would go here in the properties, I remove this check and I say that I don't want to continue on exception, but I want to continue on exception for the individual activities, right? So for this individual activities, okay, now if I run this automation, I could actually get this message box. Let us try to see. I go here and I say run the file. Okay, now I have done continue on error at the individual level and not at the container level. Okay, let me close this. Now I have got the message box. That means now continue on error has been handled at the individual level and not at the container level, right? So that is the difference of using the continue on error at the container level and at the individual level, right? So I hope that gives you a clear understanding that how actually you can use the continue on error. A quick recap: continue on error, the default value is false. It is applicable to the UI element activities. The default value is false. To make it true, you can always go and click on this item, which is called true. Continue on error can be set at the container level also, such as this one, which was called attach window. Now if you do something on the attach window here, that means that this property is applicable to all of these activities. Now what happens if any one of the exception occurs and continue on error is set to true for the container, it is not going to execute the other activities and it will skip out of this container. If you want to do the individual level continue on error, so you have to go and click on the individual continue on error like this we have done, right? So I hope now you understand continue on error and you have a clear understanding of it. Okay, so I'd like to wrap this video here. Thank you for watching. I hope now you understand continue on error and how to use it. If that is the case, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and happy automation.